Guys, we're going to talk about the direct brand funnel. This is really my framework I've developed over the last 10 years of just advertising, testing out different funnels, trying to figure out the best way to get clients, right? In a way that is not as stressful. And this is really what I've discovered in the last 6 months, really, and putting it all together. And this is what has caused me to be able to have low stress calls, not even take calls if I don't want to, learn how to have strong marketing, very effective marketing that does most of the selling for me, right? This has really been a game changer. It's been the most transformational aspect of my business because I believe how you acquire clients literally determines the quality of your business and your life. The way I was doing it before, super stressful, had a sales team, had to run team meetings, low show rates, low close rates, a lot of stress, selling high ticket packages, selling commissions, having to pay out commissions, and it was just no fun. And I reached my end, and I finally started asking myself questions, good questions that lead to really good answers. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this. How can I make sales without a closer? And this is what I've come up with. I didn't invent a lot of these methods, okay? I'm not that cool. I don't claim to be. I just find out what works out there, okay? And I implement it and I get it done. So enjoy. All right, guys, let's talk about it. The direct brand funnel. I've already expressed a little bit of how powerful this thing is and how it's transformed my business. But let's get into some more reasons on why this old way really fails. So if you look at a traditional funnel, right? You got your top of funnel, you got your middle funnel, and you got your bottom of funnel. Very standard marketing stuff here. Your top of funnel, right, is people that are in that awareness stage, trying to build awareness, right, of who you are, your brand, what you even offer that they don't even know you exist yet, right? So you pour, traffic comes in from organic sources and they trickle down, right? Top of funnel, they get to know you a little bit, and then middle funnel is really where you nurture them, right? That's your content, and this is where organic really is powerful. Organic content, right? So if you're a content creator and you're really good at it and you go viral, right? You get lucky and you go viral, boom, your stuff takes off, then everybody trickles down to your bottom of funnel, and this is where your offers are. Your offers, whether they're lead magnets, whether it's your VSL, high ticket offer, whatever it is. All right, that's your bottom of funnel. These are the most red hot prospects, people that know you, like you, and trust you already. Okay, so the natural funnel works great. The problem is with organic, it's just super slow, and it takes a long time to build up enough traffic in this top of funnel, right? And don't get me wrong, you should be making content every single day. That should be part of your long-term strategy, right? Is to hopefully catch one of these viral videos, or one of them, gets picked up on YouTube and it gets shown everywhere, or TikTok, or whatever platform you're using, and that really drives a ton of awareness, right? But for most people, it takes really long, and it just doesn't happen, right? So that's the problem with, it's just slow, takes a long time to get people to know, like, and trust you, because nobody is getting to this middle of funnel here where you want them to be. So that's the main problem with this traditional way of doing things. Okay, so that's why I was always someone that believed in the direct response marketing style, right? So the direct response style is, you still got your funnel. It's a weird funnel, but my mindset for the majority of my career was run Facebook ads. Forget all this stuff. We don't need content. Who needs content, man? We got Facebook ads. We got the secret sauce. We're gonna drive them right to the bottom of funnel, right to my offer. And it worked. And it worked for a while. Okay, but the problem here is this isn't the long game, and it circumvents the natural human psychology of building trust, right? There's no trust. So what that creates is a bunch of problems like low show rates, okay? Because they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, but they thought your offer was interesting because you had some extravagant money back guarantee. I'm going to get you 90 clients in 90 days or your money back, right? Or I'm going to help you lose 30 pounds or you don't pay, or you don't pay. And if I hear or you don't pay one more time, I'm going to slap somebody. Right? So this is what the majority of people do when they turn to Facebook ads. They turn to Facebook ads and they, think it's the magic pill, and they run all of their traffic straight to the bottom of the funnel, and they circumvent all of this nurturing and content stuff because they think it's just the offer is all that matters, right? If you make a good offer, nobody cares about who you are. They don't care about what you do, what you're about. They just want to see the offer. Okay, but once again, I did this for many years, like many, many, many years. And these are the problems that I firsthand experienced. This isn't some theory. I had, low show rates. So low show rates, 40% show rates, which is still profitable. But what that creates is high stress. I don't know about you, but if I'm taking calls, you got 5 to 6 booked calls. Man, even if like 2 show up. Talk about the energy drain of that, right? We aren't just mathematical creatures where only the math matters. Like, nah, man, 6 booked calls, that's 6 hours I blocked off in my day, twiddling my thumbs, not being able to do other things because the energy flow is I'm focusing on taking this call, and then they don't show up, and then now I'm distracted. It's hard to jump from task to task like that and to just do other things. I know in theory it makes sense, but for me personally, found that very annoying. And don't get me wrong, you got to do what you got to do. I did this for years. I've taken thousands of one-on-one calls when I was running my gym and running my agency. So I get it. I've eaten the crap over and over again, but at some point there's got to be a better way, right? There's got to be a better way. So high stress, low show rates, low close rates, right? 20%. If you're a hardcore closer, you're closing like 40% on a high ticket product, like at least $3,000, $3,500 type of product. So you have low close rates. And I know my handwriting sucks, but you get the point. You get the point, hopefully. So low close rates. What else? Lots of problems. I can't even remember all of them without getting PTSD. Okay. So low close rates, low show rates, lots of stress, and no trust built, right? They don't know you, they don't like you, and they don't trust you. So not a good way to do things. Not sustainable, not fun, it's not energizing. And if you get a closer to eat crap for you, then they know they can deal with all these problems. But at some point they get burnt out. I had my brother doing sales for me, but it's funny because he did not last very long. During the season, we're focused on closing dentists on, Facebook ads, packages, running their ads for them. He was getting on with all these people, and they were just like disrespectful. Like, oh, how are you different? How are you different than this other agency? You guys are all the same. And it's just a lot of trash talk, and it's just hard on the morale, to be honest. And he had enough, and he was closing at 30%, like 25 to 30%. So it was profitable for us, but he had enough and he quit. He went back to running his gym. So he only helped me for a little while. So that's the problem with this type of funnel, traditional running ads straight to the bottom of the funnel, is you think it's going to be the magic pill, and it works for a little bit, but then it's like building a business on sinking sand, right? You're not building on a solid foundation. You have constant churn, right? Because you brought on bad fit clients. You're using money back guarantees to close deals. So they're bad fit clients. You got high churn. They only stay for a few months. You got chargebacks because they're unhappy. right? Because the only reason they did business with you is because of a guarantee. So they didn't even understand your strategy. They didn't even really believe in it. They're already of the mindset of, oh, okay, we'll just see if this works. And I never do business with people like that anymore. Those are not my standards. I believe you have to understand, like what I'm teaching you here. If you don't agree with this direct brand funnel I'm showing you, you don't believe in it, then, I ain't going to convince you on a sales call, that's for sure. All right, so let's look at the new way that really transformed the old biz here. The new way that I started implementing. Let's use green. I like this. I haven't really used the iPad much, but I like drawing. It helps me stay focused. All right? So then you run ads to do the right thing, which is drive them to the top of the funnel. What a concept. We think, when we're making offers, ads to offers, it's like literally asking someone to marry you and they don't even know you. It's just weird. It's strange. And it violates every relational natural dynamic. Okay? So ads should be used to drive people to the top of your funnel, right? Into your funnel. And there's multiple ways to execute on this. Right now I'm giving you the strategy. You can execute with tactics on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Those will be other courses in here that'll show you exactly like the Instagram funnel or the school funnel where I'm driving ads into this free school group, right? This is where you're watching this video. It's in the free school group where you're about right here, getting nurtured, watching this video, learning my unique mechanism. Okay, so this is why this works. It's the best of both worlds. That's why I call it the direct brand, because it combines branding and direct response marketing. The power of direct response marketing is you can crank up your ad spend and just reach thousands of people every day. The power of branding is strategic content. It nurtures people, gets people to know, like, and trust you, and then it makes sales easier, right? So when I started driving ads to the top of the funnel, and then they go through my content, strategic content, which I'll get into here in a minute. We call it essence content, essence marketing, right? Strategic content. This is like your reels, your shorts, right? And then your long form content. I like to do that on YouTube. You can make that written. It could be emails, blog posts, however you prefer to show up. And that's a side note. You don't need to do whatever anybody's preaching. You just need to follow your gut. And what do you prefer? Do you like to write more? Or do you like to do video more? Whatever floats your boat. You can literally do content like this where you don't even show your face, right? So as long as you're making content that people resonate with. So that's your middle funnel. And then they trickle down to your bottom of funnel. And this is where you can do retargeting ads. So now you're only showing your ads to people that have gone through your content, your long form content. They've consumed your reels. They agree with your messaging. They see your personality. They begin to like you. You've given them value, helped them solve problems. So now they're ready to see your offer. And this really transformed my business, where now I was only getting on calls with people for like 10 minutes. It was literally like I was talking to referrals. Okay, and those are the main benefits of this funnel. It's like hot leads. Short calls are only 10, 15 minutes. Breaking down the logistics of the offer. Like I was talking to these guys. I've got like this dentist, for example, in my agency that went through my content, understood. He went through my VSL, which is, that's part of down here where you should be showing people your VSL. My unique mechanism. He started, he already understood. He's like, cool, I understand what you do. I just wanted to kind of get to meet you. We talked for 15, maybe 20 minutes max, and then he signed up, $2,500 a month. And that was the day where I'm like, okay, this works. I'm never going back. I'm not hopping on calls with anybody that has not gone through my content and already agrees with me as a person and what I'm teaching. All right. So hot leads, sales calls are only 10 to 15 minutes. My show rates were literally are literally 90%. And now I don't even do sales calls for like my coaching. Sometimes I still do them, but for the most part I just literally down here send them my offer doc that has all the logistics of the offer right here. And because the marketing has been strong and it has shown people my mechanism, my way of doing business, I just send them my offer. It has all the logistics, the details of the offer, what I actually do. We close the deal in the DMs, right? So that is how the direct brand funnel works. We can take it another step deeper here and talk about content, right? Because if all of this stuff can work, but if you don't have the right content, then nobody cares. Nobody cares, and none of this stuff works. If your content does not resonate with people, then your message isn't going to, if you're not even clear on your message, right? None of this matters. So that's really the first step. You got to get clear, and I call it essence marketing because I love that word, essence. I believe it entails who you are and what you're about, your values. And when people resonate on that level, that's when you strike gold. So there's this thing called ethos, pathos, logos. I heard this from my mentor Dan, who got it from a guy you might know named Aristotle. It's the frameworks of persuasion, and it just really made sense to me. I didn't have words for it. This really helped me articulate it and assimilate it into my understanding of these are the three pillars of persuasion. Like, you got to check these boxes off in order for someone to be persuaded by you. Okay? In order for you to have any type of influence, you have to check these three boxes. So what does this stuff mean? Ethos is credibility. This really has to do with you as the messenger. Do they trust you? Are you credible? Do you have results? Or are you another fake guru, right? Do you have credibility? Do you have results? Are you an authority? You demonstrate authority by understanding the problem more than they do, right? Understanding your subject, showing your reward, showing your results. The mistake you can make here is that's all you do is just show and teach and show your authority, and you puff yourself up, and then people, think you're kind of an arrogant prick, and you don't want that. So you also demonstrate your values here under ethos. So another way to look at this is from Jordan Belfort's book, The Way of the Wolf. He talks about the 3 10s, and he talks about in any sales conversation, someone has to be a 10 out of 10 in certainty on all 3 of these levels. It's a little bit different here, but he talks about they need to be at a 10 out of 10 certainty on you as a person, on your company, and on your product, right? So 10 out of 10 checks the box, then it's most likely they're going to do business with you. And that's the psychology of it. And this is very similar, where under ethos, this is really the first sale that must be made. The difference here is I do this in marketing now. I don't do this in a one-on-one conversation. And that's why one-on-one conversations take an hour and a half, where you're trying to sell them on you and your mechanism and how you get results, how are you different, and that's where you get all those questions, and it's stressful and it's exhausting, okay? Never going back to that way of doing business. I will always do the first 2 sales in my marketing, ethos and pathos. So ethos, credibility, authority, and values. So your values, this is really important. This is like your vibe attracts your tribe, and like attracts like. People do business with people they like. And that's why you don't want to just always have content that is focused purely on teaching and expertise. Like, That's why you do showcase your hobbies. What do you like? What do you enjoy? What do you do? Right? To drive this point home, like, my values of freedom. That's huge. I talk about it a lot. It's what's driven me my whole life, to be free from lack, poverty, but also free towards like purpose, meaningful work, having more than enough so I can be generous on every occasion like the Bible teaches. Right? And literally the last 2 coaching clients I signed up with me because of my value for freedom. Like, that's what they told me. Like, yeah, I just resonate with your message of freedom. I'm not trying to be out here grinding all day. I want to have that freedom, that lifestyle business, right? And that's because I got clear. I took the time to go through my life and my stories and dissect what drives me. And I've been doing this for a long time. So this stuff really works of like when you have a good sense of your identity, right? A sense of who you are, why you do what you do. Those things really matter. So your pathos is the emotional connection, right? If you know anything about one-on-one sales, you know that people buy because of emotion and they justify with logic, which is the logos. But you got to create an emotional connection. And with one-on-one sales, that's a lot easier because you can just ask questions like, what have you tried before? What have you been doing to try and get results? So you really want to, you can dig into the pain. Like, why does this matter to you? Like, what's winning look like? You can ask questions to dig and hit those pain points. But when you're using pathos and you're trying to persuade with pathos in marketing, it's a little bit different. You have to really tell stories that connect with them emotionally, showing your story. And that's why this coaching type of dynamic works best, like this personal branding works best when you've gone through the transformation yourself, because you can just look back in your life and understand all of the problems you've faced. If you've read the book Story Brand, there's internal problems, external, and philosophical. The more you can demonstrate that you understand their internal problems, their external. The external part's easy, right? You want to make more money. You're here because you want to make more money in your coaching business or your agency. That's the external. Pretty simple. The internal, there's a lot of variables there. The internal problems, the internal desires, right? Problems and desires that you have. So the internal problems that you could be facing are, self-doubt, struggling with a lot of debilitating fear, comparison, maybe, just feeling like you don't have what it takes, right? And those are the best stories when you can tap into that and you can share that, right? You look at Luke Skywalker. Like, he didn't know if he had what it took to be a Jedi, to be a master Jedi, but then the guide came along, good old Yoda, and that's who you got to be to your customer. You got to be the Yoda. You got to be the Morpheus. And you have to demonstrate, you have to create an emotional connection through demonstrating that you understand their problems, and you do that by sharing your stories, right? And then philosophical, that's like the broader picture, good versus evil, some sort of injustice that you are solving with your brand or with your offer, right? So the more you can get in touch with these three, the more powerful your message is going to be, the more powerful the connection will be in your marketing. Okay, so those are the 2 sales, man. Once you crush these 2 sales, ethos and pathos, they're at a 10 out of 10. They've consumed all of your marketing. Then you got the logos, which is literally the data. This is the logical mind, the stats, sharing stats about, I've spent $3 million on ads, right? That's a stat that helps position me. Using the data, using the stats to position yourself as an expert, to demonstrate once again, like, to satisfy the logical mind. But for the most part, this is the details of your offer, the logistics, how long is it, what are we going to do, what's the roadmap, the plan. What is the plan? What is the roadmap? Because once the mind sees a plan, then they can see that's possible. They see how you're going to get them from point A to point B. All right? So that's Essence Marketing. That is really the first step in the direct brand funnel. Okay? So once you have the Essence Marketing done, and that's a lifelong process, right? Of continually doing the deep work, journaling, reflecting on what you're about. And this is really how you create movements, right? If you read Expert Secrets, this is the kind of stuff it talks about to create mass movements. You know, you look at our Lord and Savior. I look at Jesus, and he came through on this earth and demonstrated a new way. And that's the other part I didn't hit here under Pathos. An easy way to think about this is old way versus new way. Right? Jesus came on the scene, and people were legalistic, the Jews. And then you had, the Gentiles that just didn't care about God. Whatever, they didn't understand. But, for the most part, the old way was a legalistic, follow the rules or you're going to hell type thing. But Jesus came and showed them a new way. Like, I am the truth, I am the life, I am the way. Follow me. I will take this heavy burden, this heavy yoke of the law off of your shoulders. Come and drink from me and you'll never thirst again. Right? He showed them a radically new way to live. And, and that's why we like those sayings from the good old Mando. I love it. This is the way. So I know it's getting messy, but if you can get clear on your way, okay, get clear on your big concepts that you teach. So practically, let's say you're a health coach, maybe veganism is the way to go. Like, that's what you believe. Then your whole message is around that. You're going to attract people like that. Maybe you're just a meat eater. You just eat meat and eggs. I don't even know, whatever they call that. Meat-only diet. Or maybe you're just like a breatharian or something. I don't even know what that means, but I've heard the term. Whatever it is, you want to come up with cool names for your stuff. Don't make it overcomplicated. But yeah, this is how it works, guys. This is how it works. This is the direct brand funnel. Once you get the Essence Marketing done, you can execute this on Instagram. So let's say I can draw another beautiful handwritten funnel here for you. Practically, what does this look like? IG follow ad. You literally run an ad. It's a 60-second reel, calls out your audience. Just a little talking head. You've probably seen my ads. Hey, if you're a coach, agency owner, struggling with this, you're probably facing these problems, right? And you want the dream outcome. And then you call to action. Follow me on Instagram, go through my content, and then check out my YouTube. Or it could be a school ad. Same little reel ad on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. But that's going to drive people into your funnel. This is the beauty of it all right here. Okay. School's like the newer thing. IG follow ads have been around for a while. But this is literally like it's called a profile visit ad, right? Drives people into the top of your funnel. And then they consume your content. YouTube, IG Reels, bottom of funnel, retarget with your offers. That's it. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. So if you want help with this, we've got 2 levels of help right now. We have our community and we have my one-on-one mentorship. All the same content. Really the benefit here is implementation. I'm giving you all the stuff here, the strategy. But as you know, the power of a mentor is what I call plugging into power, right? Plug into the power of a community and plug into the power of a mentor. I know for me, my whole journey is, escapes me right now. I credit it to the mentors that I've hired. Every season, God has brought me a new mentor, and that's how life has worked for the last 10 years. And I know when the season's up, we're done. Cool, man. Thanks for your help. And I enter into a new season, and I know there's another mentor out there, a guide that's going to help me get to the next level. So if you resonate with me, I don't do sales calls. Hit me up on the DMs. Shoot me a D. What is that? A B? I don't know. I'm getting tired here. Just DM me, and I'll send you over my offer doc and show you the details of our community offer and our one-to-one offer where I work closely with you on how to really grow your business in a way that you love, and you can add at least $20K a month in recurring revenue, where you have a low stress, high profit, lean team type of business where you're doing the work you love, you feel like your work is a calling. Then I would love to help you out. All right, until then, we'll talk to you later.